Welcome back to the KD51 YouTube channel. We are here at the beautiful Circuit of the Americas for the final round of the 2023 Moto America Stock 1000 Championship. Currently sitting third in points. First through third is super close, so we're gonna go get after it and see what we can do. Just finished up practice one here. It was interesting. We did some testing before coming here, and I definitely had a way better feeling with the bike. So a little bit of an interesting first session here at COTA. The guys are working hard for behind me here. We got a really good game plan coming into Q1. Hopefully we'll get a much better feeling with the bike. I was just struggling a little bit. We're still sitting at P4, I believe, and just a little bit off the leader. So we just got a little bit of work to do. The guys are working hard behind me to get the bike ready to go and see what we can do in Q1. Just got done with qualifying one. It was an interesting session. We didn't put a second rear tire on, and basically I did my fastest lap like right away because I had good rubber. And I think if we would have had a second tire, I definitely would have went quite a bit quicker in the second stint. Did a 14.4 at the beginning, which was my fastest lap, and then on the last lap I did a 14.5. So I think if we would have had a little bit more rubber at the end, could have went quicker for sure. Sitting P4 right now. We'll put our heads together with the boys tonight and see what we can do for Q2.
Stock 1000's out on the track right now. Yesterday I wasn't really able to film because they're really focused on keeping the bike cool, so I was like holding the umbrella over the bike and keeping the fans on it. And it's currently 12.2, Caleb's out there right now. He just came in for a fresh tire. He's sitting third with a 213.5, and Travis is leading with a 212.3. Got a new rear. Should go out there, go faster. It's much cooler this morning, and it's going to heat up a little bit for the race today, but hopefully we can go out there, set a fast time, and stay on that front row. Didn't do it.
Confident in the front enough to Why is the camera always out when I do something dumb?
You always put it on your thing.
And I was looking straight at Mihail, and Mihail was like,
strange if it do it like off covered by a towel. Very strange.
Okay, can do this.
Alright, getting ready to go for race one here. Qualified P4. Wasn't able to really put my lap together. Both laps I was up. Had the lapper kind of get in the way a little bit, but we know we can go a little bit quicker than what we did in qualifying. So
It's just your eyeball.
Yeah, starting P4. We'll get a good launch and see where things shake out on the first lap. Try and get with Travis and Hayden have really good pace, so try and get with those guys and see what we can do at the end. It's gonna be hot, as you can see. Got cold towels on me, cooling down that body temperature.
Caleb's currently running 6. He got a bad jump, and then the bike's just not like turning how he wants it to, so he's running wide everywhere. But yeah, he's in 6. Okay, it's the last lap. Caleb is running 3rd. He was able to put past that group of people and kind of pull away. Last few corners here.
3rd today. We knew you were managing those tires early on. We knew you were set up to be able to push at the end of the race. You had your best race lap there on the last lap. When you look back at where you finish now, do you give any thought to maybe pushing a little sooner for race number 2?
Yeah, I just kind of got back with those guys that were going at it quite a bit. They were making some dives on each other, and I just wanted to make sure that when I did make a pass on them, it was clean and I didn't get taken out, because obviously if I get taken out I get 0 points. So I just wanted to play it safe and get through clean. And then I tried to put my head down and catch Travis, but I need to not get caught up with those guys in the next race. So definitely learned a lot, and these Orange Cat guys have been working their butts off for me, and can't thank them enough. Andrew put together such a good team, and my mechanic Kirk and Nick, they do such a great job. Alpha, Mahil, getting that bike tuned up perfect for us. Olin's getting it working really good around the circuit here at Coda, and yeah, just excited for tomorrow. Huge thank you for a ton of family came out to support me here at the final round, and my amazing wife for all she does. Thanks to everybody, and we'll see what we can do tomorrow.
On the number 51 from Orange Cat Racing is Caleb DeCarroll. Second place on that number 10, Travis Wyman Racing BMW, is Travis Wyman. And our race celebrations continue. Congratulations to our winners.
Thanks, Waffle. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Holy buck.
Stock 1000 race here at Circuit of the Americas. Our winner, Hayden Gillum, 2nd place, Travis Wyman, and 3rd place, Caleb DeCarroll. We'll get started with Caleb. It's his 6th podium of the year. It looked like you were just sitting back and watching the stuff unfold in front of you, which some of it looked a little nuts. But was that to save tires, or was it because you're just being a little cautious?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's a lot on the line this weekend, so I don't want to put myself in a situation where something else is going to happen and get no points. So I got stuck behind all 3 of those guys that were, taking shots at each other like every single corner and running each other wide and stuff. So I obviously, I wish the gap would have opened up sooner. I was waiting for a gap where I could pass all 3 of them and then leave and hopefully, not let them retaliate like the next corner. So I was trying to think it through and just play it smart. And obviously these 2 were on rails out front. So yeah, just did what I could today. I need to get a better start tomorrow and get them closer to these guys and stay out of the chaos. So.
All right, thank you.
All right, just finished up race 1 here, Circuit of the Americas. It was a little bit of a struggle. I didn't get the greatest of starts, and got back with 3 dudes that were going at it, battling pretty hard, and So I had to wait until I could make a move that wasn't going to take me out of the race because they were getting really sketchy. So I just wanted to avoid that. Got past all three of those guys and then took off. Tried to chase down Travis, and by the end I was getting close, but just not anywhere near close enough. So definitely need to get to work for tomorrow, and hopefully we can get closer to those two up front.
But it's not the first time.
Caleb and I, we met at this facility, and there was an event. There was an event that was being hosted in a suite like this. If you had like MotoGP VIP tickets, and my wife met somebody like on the balcony there, and it was just like they were talking about like racing, and she was like, "Hey, my husband might be interested in getting more involved in the sport." And then the guy was like, "Well, I got someone for you to meet." And then like he connected me with Caleb, and I met Caleb in the Aprilia section. Yep. And I got to know him, and we exchanged numbers. And he was like, maybe he was like, he was always hustling, right? He was like, maybe you want to be a personal sponsor. And I'm like, I won't do that, but maybe you can coach me. And then I started working with Caleb as my rider coach, and he was really good, and he helped me get faster just by like focusing on like small things. He's like, put your knee over here, I don't know, whatever, and I got faster. And then over time, it was like, hey, we're putting this program together, and I'm like, are you interested? And next thing you know, here we are. Like, how did you feel like when you got on the grid? Were you like, were you like feeling good? Like,
yeah, I was feeling good. I mean, obviously, you want to try and qualify as best you can. So first thing this morning, our first goal was to basically try and be as far up on the grid as we could. We knew we had to go faster in lap time. The crew worked hard. We basically sit down and have a debrief discussing everything that happened in the first qualifying session, how we can make improvements, because there's a lot of factors with suspension, tire pressures, what tire compound to use. So there's a lot of different factors that play into it. So yeah, we debriefed, and then obviously step one this morning was Q2. We did go a second faster, but everybody else did as well. So that put me in the same position. I ended up fourth on the grid. Preferably, because the corner is so tight, it's better to be a little bit towards the inside. If you're on the outside, fourth place is, so first is on the outside, fourth is right behind. You tend to get pushed a little wide. As my crew chief said, the bike is never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect, but we can always try and improve. So tomorrow, we have a warm-up. So we have one shot to like put our brains together with me, my data guy, our suspension guy. We'll all sit down and we'll kind of come up, put our heads together at our best opportunity for improvement. We'll use that in warm up to try and see.
What do you want to see?
In the opening laps today, the biggest struggle is I was running a little bit wide. So basically, it's interesting because a lot of track day guys or whatever, I don't know if some of you might be familiar with the term apex, but there's a huge importance of which way the bike is pointed at the apex. If the bike's pointed this way, you can carry 5 miles an hour more through the corner. If you're pointed out towards the exit of the corner, you're not going to be able to carry that same mile an hour. You're going to have to let off, turn the bike, get the thing turned, and then carry that speed through. But by that time, you've already lost, letting off the gas. So having the bike pointed in the direction that you want to go is super important in the middle part of the corner, which is where I was struggling at the beginning of the race when we had more grip. So we're going to try and improve that tomorrow. So that way, I mean, obviously in the beginning of the race, I need to be a little bit quicker. So we need to figure it out. But there's a lot of different factors that play into that. So we're probably going to make multiple changes to help it. But we'll see. We haven't had that meeting yet, so.
We have two debriefs. We have the emotional debrief where like he just comes off the track and he's like, rah, rah, rah.
I love the name of that because it's so perfect. Like I come off the track, you got like the adrenaline going. You're like, this thing was a piece of crap. And then like by the time we get to the actual debrief, you're like, you actually get the chance to like think about it. And you're like, all right, maybe it wasn't that bad.
I mean, it said it pretty easy, so just go do it. Up that high? Yeah. Really? And you're even higher.
Alright, Sunday, we went out for morning warm-up at like 8 this morning. We had an idea to try and make the bike a little bit better for what I was struggling with in race 1. Long story short, it didn't work, which was pretty frustrating, but basically when I was out there riding, I figured out, I just kept calm. I knew the bike wasn't any better, but what we did figure out is what way not to go. So that's the cool thing. That's like the flip side is like, yeah, it didn't work and we kind of wrecked the session, but now we learned what way we need to go. So making a pretty big change for the race, and we're going to see if it pays off, but definitely need to get some more confidence in the bike in order to get up with those top 2. So hopefully I can get a good start in this next one and get up with Hayden and Travis and see what we can do.
Like he catches them on fire and basically destroys their wrist. And you know what this guy does?
Race was a struggle. Unfortunately, I was like pulling on my bars, and I moved my right handlebar super far in, so it was hard to turn. Not how we wanted to end the year. I ended up 4th. I was right on the guy on the last lap. Made a pass for 4th, and then needed to make the pass for 3rd, and didn't make it happen on the last corner. So bummer. Not to end the year with a podium. We're heading to the podium right now for the 2nd place, or the championship.
We're going to get championship trophy. Another rider who fought hard all season on that number 51 from Orange Cat Racing is KD51. And our AMA MotoAmerica Stock 1000 class champion for the 2023 season. He already has that number 1 plate, riding on that number.
You're good.
Coming up next.
I should have went up the inside, but he acted like he was going to play it tight, which usually kills your egg.
Is that our battery bill? Yeah.
Need my water.
Woo! Mind if I get
Thank you.
take a selfie real quick with you, buddy?
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. What a year.
Yeah, you gotta.
Go to the left.
Thanks, man. We're going straight into this today. A little bit more winded. Yeah, it was an interesting race. I got another terrible start, which told y'all I wasn't going to do. So sorry about that one. But yeah, made it hard on myself again because got behind those guys, made the pass on one of them, and then on the last lap was able to get Ben, and I was obviously charging to catch Diego, and in the last corner, he was acting like he was gonna, or like the whole track he was playing protective, which means basically you enter the corner super tight. It's like a defense strategy. If I was leading, I would totally do the same thing to him. But basically what that does is that pinches off his corner, so it makes him a little bit slower on the exit coming out. And then coming up to the last turn, because he was playing defensive on like basically like the 5 corners before that, I figured he'd do the same thing in the last turn, but he acted like he was going to go to the inside and then swung back out wide. So basically that killed my momentum, because what I would have needed to have done, if I don't go up the inside of him, I have to basically turn under him and carry the speed and then pass him by the finish line, which is right out of the next corner. So yeah, strategy didn't work out as well as yesterday. Didn't work out quite as good as was in my head. So, but yeah, still was able to wrap up second place in the championship in front of a little bit of defeat in the race today, obviously, but secured what we could in the championship and was able to be second, which this is my first year in the class. Last year I was racing a much smaller CC motorcycle. It does like 140 miles an hour. This one does like 180, which is a big difference. It's got way more horsepower, and basically this bike, you can spin up the rear coming out of the corners, because everybody thinks like, oh, if you give a guy more horsepower, he's going to go faster. Well, you have to be able to put that horsepower to the ground and use it to drive out of the corners, which is actually what I was struggling with in the race today quite a bit. You can kind of see those 2 guys in front of me as we would leave the tighter corners onto the long straightaway, they would create a gap because I'm just spinning, trying to find traction, and then I'm losing time. And then I would have to make it all up in the brakes. I would catch them on the brakes. And then it was kind of like that situation the whole race. So yeah, I'm happy with how the race went, and it's definitely hot out there. It's great. Is that supposed to make the picture more energetic?
Yeah, you have like a much better smile. It works. Try it.
His wife is really angry that it's so good.
Yeah, Ryan's got a beat. He always does. Out of my suit.